When I hear the words crumbling, stumbling, and fumbling, one thing comes to mind: the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation. On December 4, in a Gleaner newspaper article written by Robert Bailey, it showcased the GenSec of the JFF, saying that these games are hardly profitable for the association based on what you are getting when you travel. The games he was referring to were two away international practice matches for the national senior football team, the Reggae Boys, this against Saudi Arabia. Now let's start from the top. Jamaica were scheduled to play Saudi Arabia on November 14 and 17. A 24-man squad was called, mostly overseas players, but a few locals. 5 players based in Jamaica, along with 3 coaches, 2 physical trainers, manager, doctor, masseuse, physiotherapist, equipment manager, and head of delegation were scheduled to meet up with the rest of the players on their journey to Saudi. All local members of the touring party stayed at the Captain Burrell Center of Excellence on the grounds of the University of the West Indies, and on Friday morning, November 6, all were tested for the COVID-19 virus. However, 2 of the players had to leave on Friday night without receiving their test results, as they had no US visas, so they had to travel through England. In fact, the tickets were bought earlier in the week, but no arrangement was made with the Ministry of Health, who took the test to expedite those 2 results. In other words, their status were not known before they were sent on their journey. So, on Saturday, when the results came, one of the 2 players who left the island a day before tested positive for COVID-19. So he was stopped in his tracks in England, and he had to quarantine for 14 days. A wasted trip. Now, a replacement was selected to leave Jamaica a few days later to meet up with the team, who actually never played, as he had to quarantine on arrival in Saudi. Another wasted ticket. The other members of the touring party were all negative and left Saturday, November 7. However, after going through nearly 6 airports, reaching Saudi November 9th, they were tested the 12th, and 2 out of the local contingent were positive, a coach and a player. And from the international party, 2 players were also positive. With all that going on, and hardly any funds to be made from this tour, the GenSec, the president, and the vice president left the island Friday, November 6th, and journeyed to Miami for football reasons, as stated in an interview on KLS Sports Radio. This in COVID-19 time. When all international associations are limiting face-to-face access, this trio went on football business in Miami. After a few days, all 3 left and journeyed to Saudi Arabia to watch the 2 matches. With the cash-strapped association hardly making any money from this trip, all 3 went to Saudi to watch the match. And by the way, one of the 3 did test positive for COVID-19 in Saudi. Then there was a player traveling from England to make his debut for Jamaica and was promised a business class plane ticket. However, on arrival to collect the ticket, economy was presented to him, and it had to be ironed out before he left. And let's not forget the pay dispute between the players and the association days before the matches in Saudi, with one player coming out to say that this issue should have been dealt with long ago, as it was up for discussion before they traveled. The players eventually got $2,000 per game to play and $1,500 to sit on the bench. The depleted Jamaican squad lost the first match before coming from a goal down to win the second game by 2-1. And when the games were completed and the unit was ready to go back home, 3 players still had the virus, and they were joined by another local player. However, the coach that tested positive before, now he was negative and was cleared to go. The exec who were with the touring party were all there, made an executive decision. to leave the players who still had the COVID-19 virus behind. As they said, they had a gentleman's agreement and the host would take care of them. The host would take care of the Jamaican players. Let's put this into perspective. What if a special track and field meet was held in Saudi Arabia and Jamaica got invited? And the year was 2009, just after Usain St. Leo Bolt had broken the sprint double world records again. And Olympic champions Usain, Shelley Fraser Price, Veronica Campbell-Brown, and Melaine Walker all contracted COVID-19 while being in Saudi representing Jamaica. And let's say the J3's delegation made a decision to leave them behind, to say that the host will take care of them, and they have COVID-19 and they can't do anything about it. How would you react? How do you think persons in Jamaica would react? And the rest of the world looking on. I know you would hear one thing. You can't leave with treasure for other people to take care of. You're mad! There was no major uproar over the four that were left behind, and you had persons defending the action of the JFF, as they have the right to do. But for me, from once you put on that gold, black, and green uniform, you become Jamaica's treasure, and everyone should be treated according. And in Sean's law, I thought that the JFF's action was disrespecting and selfish, leaving those players behind without no representation. The one good thing that came out of the tour was a medal shown by the players, the coaches, and the technical team to go through the storm and come out on the brighter side of things. In fact, in the first game, only 14 players were available on the morning. This before four more got clearance just hours before the game, including Leon Bailey. The Crumbling, Stumbling, Fumbling Association should now be mumbling, because if it was left up to me, there would certainly be some rumblings through their jumblings. That's Sean's law. What say you?